just be yourself. But I think also just remember who you are in a different sense of like, there's going to be a lot of distractions in front of you. There's going to be the parties. There's going to be the whatever. There's going to be probably plenty of beautiful women out in Arizona. But it's like, well, hey, well, but like at the end of the day, so things don't matter.
Created on purpose and for purpose.
Hey, welcome back to the Daron Earlewine Podcast. Thanks so much for downloading this episode. Listen, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do so. Continues to grow, and we're always glad when people join us on the journey to find purpose and meaning in their life here on the podcast. But as you may or may not know, we're in the middle of a long series called the Earlewine Podcast, where we sit down with our three boys, Cole, Ty, and Knox, and just getting to hear about them stepping into becoming who they were born to be. And we're going to jump into the second half of the conversation we had with my oldest son, Julie and I's oldest son, Cole, and excited that you're back, and hope you enjoy the second half of this conversation.
So one of the things we've tried to more and more in our parenting is do our best to not make fear-based decisions. We're afraid of this, and so we're going to protect you from what we're afraid of, because I really do feel strongly that like if you're a fear-motivated person to make fear-based response, it's almost impossible for you to walk a life of faith. I don't think they can coexist. So, but I will say, when we sent you off to a big D1 school to play college football, like all of the cliches, all the things you see, all the murmurs you hear, like we had a decent amount of fear of like, is this going to be okay? Now, you know, we sent you to a 4,000 person public high school. Like we've always been, you know, did our best to be a light in the world and not, you know, try to hide away from that or shelter you. So, you know, you were somewhat prepped, but like now, you know, going into your third year, we're talking to people who maybe they're getting ready to send their kid away, or their kid's trying to decide. They're like, I don't know, we need to probably send them to a small Christian school and protect them. That's never been our playbook. So I guess the question is, like, looking back, like, did we have reason to be kind of concerned? And are you kind of glad you got the opportunity to figure it out?
I guess in high school, no. Not until like my senior year, there's kind of a little bit of a rough patch where I kind of found some trouble, which it still wasn't even that much trouble, but just stuff I'm not super proud of. But no, in my opinion, I'm pretty strong opinion on this. Like, Christ is going to meet you where you're at. So he can meet you at a dorm room. He could meet you in the chapel of your Christian school, or he could meet you in a bar. Like, that's not how it works. So I think there's a lot of time people like, you got to come to face with reality, because at the end of the day, like, you're going to get a job. Like, even if you work in ministry, you got to go work with people that like, and I think another thing for me that bothers me a lot is when Christians condemn other Christians for the same things they do. So it's like, oh, you don't go to a Christian school? Like, you must not know Jesus. It's like, no. It's like, I'm my word all the time. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't know. It's like, what's that? They're like, oh, you don't go to church? Sometimes I miss it. Yeah. But when was the last time you told somebody who Christ was? They're like, when was the last time you went and reached out to somebody about coming to your Bible study and invited them? Like, when was the last time you told somebody your testimony? You know what I'm saying? And those people look at you like, I don't know, but I go to church. Great. Church is a building. That's what it is. Like, how many times did Christ speak in a temple? I don't know. He spoke in a Sermon on the Mount. So it's like, it's not where the building is, not who it is. It's who you are. So that is something I'm pretty strong opinion about, of like Jesus walked the streets with people. Like, that's what he did. Like we always joke all the time, like Jesus was a guy that just hung out with people. So it's like, well, if I'm hanging out with this guy that's from like the inner city and we hit it off and now we're friends, we walk down the street and he dressed a certain type of way and I dress a certain type of way, it's like, how are those two guys together? We just love God. It's like, well, these kids go out and do bad things. Yes, so do the kids that go everywhere else. Yeah. Like, just, you know what I'm saying, just because you go to a dry campus, just because you go to a school that has Christian affiliation, that's wonderful. Like, I'm not saying that's wrong at all. And I think there's a ton of value in that. But, like, you can do that and still not know who Christ is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go back in the Bible and you talk about religious leaders, they knew every scripture in the book. They didn't know who Christ was. Like, and I think it just comes down to, it's like, do you know of God or do you know God? And I think that's a big thing for me. So don't get me wrong. There was definitely plenty of things in that life. Like you can get into it pretty quickly. And I'm not going to have people on the podcast. I did it. Like there were some things I went to parties, did stuff like that. Like, I'm not going to sit here and lie to people. Like that's not how I am. Like that's just what I did. But when I look back in my life of like, what are the most fulfilling moments in my life? None of those things crack the list. It's like, man, I probably shouldn't have done that. Like that's something I wasn't proud of, something that made me feel empty. And I think the problem is everyone is trying to chase fulfillment. Like that's what it is. Like because there's a God-sized hole in everyone's heart, and because there's that separation from Christ from the beginning of the book of Genesis, like you're probably going to fall into those things. And I think the biggest thing is, can you give people grace, and then can you give yourself grace, and then can you understand God's grace?
Yeah.
And if you do those things, then it's like, oh, well, sure, I went to this Christian school, but I didn't learn that till I was 28. Like, well, I learned that at 18 when I was out doing something stupid. And then I got it the next day and I was like, why do I feel off? Like, why does something feels weird? Like, why do I feel guilty for doing that? So yeah, I'm pretty strong opinion. I think he's going to meet you where you're at. But that's if you're willing to meet him. So I would say, yes, I went and did some of those things, but I think I didn't let it consume who I was.
Yeah.
And it's not something I would like to keep doing. If that, yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah. What, let's talk a little bit. I know in our community, at least, like, I would say people have an unhealthy obsession with the idea of like, we're going to raise the next D1 athlete. Like sports is, and I don't think it's just our community. I think sports becomes a god everywhere.
I think it's the United States of America now.
Yeah, it might be the world.
It's not here.
So
I think it's everywhere. I think it's the whole world.
Multi-million-dollar business that we're running to try to get our kid to be an athlete.
So shine some more light. Like what, like for somebody maybe like you would say, this is what, if you are trying to be a collegiate athlete, or you're, you have that dream for your kid, like what's something that they really need to know?
This thing really hurts people's feelings. College sports is not that cool. Like it is. Like it's super cool. Like with the stuff I do, like when we go to Auburn this year and it's 7:39 and I'm getting chills thinking about it, and they kick it off and they're gonna be playing the songs and there's gonna be 90,000 people cheering, and like you can't get that anywhere else. So don't get me wrong, that part is worth it. But like I think you got to ask your kid, like, what do you want to do? Like, do you love football? Do you love baseball? Do you love soccer? Do you love lacrosse? Like, is that what you love to do? Because that's what your life's going to be the next 4 years.
Yeah. Like,
if you want to go out and you want to see your friends on a Thursday night, no, you're not. Sorry. You're not going out. You're not doing that. It's like, well, you want to go and get in that party life? Nope, that's not for you. Like, you're not going to do that because you have something the next day. And I think so many people get so wrapped up in college sports in high school because recruiting is really cool. You go take the pictures. They tell you how great you are, whatever. Oh, I'm a 4-star. I'm a whatever. That's great. But, like, I got buddies that were 3 stars and 4 stars that are now on FCS teams and took no snaps, and I'm a walk-on with no stars, and I've played more snaps than a lot of them. So it's like, and like my buddy Eli, like, he was saying things to me as a walk-on no-star and played in 12 games as a redshirt freshman, sophomore. So it's like, it happens. But I think for people, like, they over glamify it because of social media and everything. And it's really great. And, like, I think it teaches you enough life lessons. But your kids got to really love your sport, A. They have to be able to work really, really hard. And then I think another thing is it's not everything. And that's hard now where people are getting paid and all this stuff and whatever. But it's not everything because college sports are great, but you're now part of a business. You're no longer just playing your sport. Like in high school, like those were my favorite moments of my life. Like my senior year of high school, when we kept winning all those games, like it was first, like we always joke we felt untouchable, but like you kind of feel like that because like your whole community's around you. These are my buddies since I was literally in the 2nd grade playing with. Like that's amazing. But you get to college and it's like, well, here's a bunch of dudes from all over the country that are playing for money or playing to get their family out of a terrible situation or whatever. And there's all these different motives. And then these coaches, like, this is their job. Like, you don't have any volunteer coaches. Like, if my coach doesn't produce good players, he gets fired, and then his kids don't eat. So it's like, it's a different shift. So I think people just make it look so great because of the way social media portrays it, which is awesome for a fan. But being inside of it's really hard. Like can your kid wake up every day in the wintertime at 5:30, be there at 6, be there from 6 to noon, go to class from 12:30 to 3:30. If they're a freshman, go to study tables from 5:30 to 7:30 and still eat and get all the stuff the right way, plus learn a playbook, plus go to rehab, plus make sure your body's healthy, plus still find friends, plus then try to have their faith. Like, plus if you have a girlfriend, that adds to it. Like, can your kid do that?
And not play any games on the weekend because it's not season. So you're doing it
And then
all.
that's in the off season, so not playing any games. And then can you do that during the season and then watch a 23-year-old man play his position when he's 19? No, you can't, just so you know. Like, your kid, if they do not love football and work incredibly hard, they will not make it. I promise. I've seen kids with the most talent you could imagine. They don't make it. And like, so I think for parents, like, they need to enjoy what they have when they have it.
Yeah.
Because it goes away quickly. And some parents don't want to hear that. And I hate that for them, but they don't. And like we said, like I said earlier in the podcast, like, it's all fleeting. Like, I'm going to remember those places I played. Like, we got killed at James Madison and at Miami. We got destroyed. But I'll remember going because they were cool places.
Yeah.
And it's like, but I'm not going to remember the other stuff. So it's like, the experiences are amazing. Usually the people are amazing. But they're amazing because of the really hard stuff you have to do. So if your kid's soft,
Oh my gosh.
like, I like, they're going to have a rude awakening. It's just how it is. Like I was a pretty decently tough kid my whole life, and I got to college, and I got told I was soft. And then you become a man quickly. So you just have to be really, really committed, and you have to love what you do.
Yeah.
You almost have an obsession with it.
Yeah.
And a healthy obsession, something that you're willing to work for.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's great, but it's a lot.
Yeah. So switch gears a little bit. You have been gone for coming up in your third year here. Ty's about to leave. You leave home and go to college. You guys, all you as brothers have had phenomenal friendships and connections all growing up. What's maybe a great piece of advice you've already given Ty, or maybe you would give him, as you know, he's literally weeks away from, and for him, it's not going to be the college sports, but he is moving 2,000 miles away from home to live in the greatest place on earth, Phoenix, Arizona.
I mean, I'm trying to think. Advice for Ty. I would say for Ty, it's specifically, and then I can go overarchingly for a kid going into college. For Ty, I think it's him just being himself. Like, Ty's one of those people that, like, is like an infectious person to be around. So like you meet him and you're like, there's something about that guy. Like, he's a cool dude. Like, you meet me and you're like, that guy's gonna figure it out. Like, he's whatever, he's personal, whatever. You meet Tyler, like, that guy's just cool. Like, it's always been. He just has a little bit of, he walks kind of a certain way, walks just kind of like a little whimsy and just how he is. But I think for him, it's just like, just be yourself. But I think also just remember who you are in a different sense of, like, there's gonna be a lot of distractions in front of you. There's gonna be the parties. There's gonna be the whatever. There's gonna be probably plenty of beautiful women out in Arizona. But it's like, well, hey, well, but like at the end of the day, those things don't matter. Like, so I was saying in my Bible yesterday, there's like 160 total references between talking about money and women that are the biggest struggles for men in life. And in college, that's the forefront of everything. You're going to college to get a job to make money. You're going to college and you're surrounded by you living with women for the first time in your whole life, unless you have sisters. But even then, it's not, you know what I mean? It's not the same. So I think just remember who you are, but just for him, just be himself. I would say for a college or a college freshman, I guess I would say be ready to give yourself some grace. Because you're going to fail a lot. You may fail a test. Your high school relationship may fail. If you're a college athlete, your first season may fail. If you're a college kid, you may not get into the fraternity or sorority you want, or you may get in trouble at one of those things, or it may not be the group of people you want, or all those things. So I would say just like be ready to fail for the first time in your life by yourself. But just remember that when you fail, there's someone that gives an immense amount of grace, but you also have to remember not to abuse that grace, which I think is something I really have been not struggling with, but like thinking about a lot often of like, how do I use God's grace in the correct way? Because I make mistakes, do stuff that I don't even mean to, and do in sin in ways that I don't even mean to unintentionally. But it's like, you have to ask yourself, like, how do I use God's grace, but how do I understand it myself? Because I know that I didn't, and that caused a lot of pain and drama and all that stuff. So just be ready to fail. And remember that failing makes you better.
Yeah.
It's how you get stronger. It's how you become someone better. And like, remember that the people that followed Jesus forever failed. Every disciple failed. You think about Peter denied him 3 times when he was being crucified. Like, he denied Jesus and he knew him. Or like Judas gave him up for money.
Yeah.
So it's like, those things happen. You're going to fail, but just remember that there's a grace that you don't deserve, but are given freely, and to use that in the correct manner. Because if not, you're abusing it. And there's plenty of scripture that'll tell you that's not the right way to do it. And in my whole life now, my big motto is, you got to back things up you say with scripture. So that's a big thing. You should be ready to fail.
Back it up a few years. So Knox is about ready to head into high school. So you've done that. You look back. What's maybe a word of advice you've given Knox, or that you would give to him now, or maybe a kid going into their freshman year of high school?
I would say for Knox, I don't think he'll struggle with this, but it's a piece of advice. It's just be you. Like, same with Ty, but like in a different manner of like, I hold Knox in high regard because I feel like I like built Knox from the ground up.
Oh my gosh.
We weren't involved.
We weren't.
I mean, you guys were, but like it's a different type of thing. Like,
I mean, you were kind of.
There's like, but like, it's just like a different type of thing of like, a lot of Knox's like life trajectory things have been from stuff that I've done.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, you guys put them in there, obviously, but like, I kind of started them, and then like, whether it comes to football, baseball, being a part of Young Life, being a part of like the clubs, all the teachers know who he is, like all the coaches know him because of me. So I think for me, it's like I kind of paid. Yeah, but I started the whole thing. Whatever, you get the point.
You get the whole point.
But what only gets my point is what I'm saying is he like, just for him just to carve out his own way and just to be Knox. Because a lot of things Knox does that I did not do very well. But I think for him just to keep working hard, because I know he has dreams and things that he really, really wants to do. But I think for me, it's just like, he can be so much better than I ever was. And I really do think that. And as competitive I am, it's like, oh man, he's going to be. But like, I think I have pride in that because he now knows the stuff that I didn't know. Mm-hmm. So I just really hope he succeeds selfishly. Because I think it's cool to like have little brothers to succeed. Like, I know with my buddy Eli, who has 5 brothers, like he looks at his older brothers and talks about them all the time, and like has so much like pride in who they were. And like, I remember his older brother Trevor played at Ball State, and he had so much pride in what he did. So I think for Knox, just being himself, but keep chasing what he does, because he does have a drive and a way to relate to people and to lead. And I think for him also just keeping his faith strong is huge, because he's doing that really well. But I think the final thing is like, don't try to fit in with what everyone else does all the time. Because like, I try to do that and it end up being like, it's not even who I am. Like, why am I doing this? Like, I try to fit in with people that like, I don't want to be a part of anymore. And it's like, the people that I fit in with now are the people I love the most and will probably be in my wedding and that I talk to every day, and they know all the good and the bad and the ugly in my life. And like, just fit in with the people that want to fit in with you and that want to see you win.
Good advice.
And then but then be your own self and kind of trailblaze. Be like, I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Who cares what everybody else thinks? Like, it doesn't matter. In high school, you think it does because you're like, oh, I got to have this social status, got to do whatever. It's like, no, you don't. You're gonna just do whatever you want to do. I would say that for all freshmen going to high school. I think also another thing is just like to enjoy the immaturity a little bit, which sounds kind of dumb, but like, me and my buddies did some really fun stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just being us. Like, we did fun stuff. Like, we carved pumpkins and had a pumpkin photo shoot. Like, we put pumpkins on our head and had a photo shoot of us in pumpkin heads. Like, we just did stuff like that. It's like stupid stuff, but I think just to enjoy it, because like, I would go back, I would trade anything to have one more day of our high school. It sounds so cliche, but like, one with those group of guys, like, it was some of my favorite days of my whole life. Yeah. And like, I got so caught up in like trying to get recruited and that other stuff that like, I think there's some things I kind of missed, but also didn't, because I was really present in that moment. And another thing is just like, it is a great time to learn how to work hard also, and separate yourself from people. But I think also knowing how you impact people, because like, one of my favorite stories ever is we were talking about a good friend of Ty's and mine, who was a kid I mentored as a sophomore. He, you may help me with this story. He went to, it was his naval questioning, Brennan's naval questioning.
Yeah, he had to answer.
Yeah, so
something
to
for the
answer.
Naval Academy
And what was the question they asked him? It was
Who was the most influential person
Who's the
in
most
your life?
influential person in your life? I think it was like outside of your family.
Yeah, outside of your
And
family, correct.
his answer was me, because we worked out together, and like I like really took him under my wing. And now he's going on to a school to hopefully get into a Naval Academy. And he's just been a killer this year with how tough their Ty's year has been, which I bet you guys will touch on that in the other episodes, just with the loss of their teammates and their friends this year with the passing of our good friend Mason, and just like the man that he is, and just to know that he looked up to me makes me feel like, all right, that was worth it. Like I remember the thing that cut me the most in high school is that I wasn't a captain my senior year. It wasn't about anything else. Like I wasn't a captain, and I wanted to be that so bad because like the guys before me thought I was going to be one, and I took so much pride in like taking care of people and like leading our team. When I didn't get that title, it really hurt, because I was like, man, like I did everything for this, and like I really wanted it. Because I think that's the most important thing, is how do you impact people in high school? Because there's a lot of people that are going to see you. But like one of my favorite things that Mike Fowler, our young life leader in high school, said, like, you're the only Bible that someone may ever read. So your actions and your thoughts, like it's like there's no fruit. You have to have the fruits of your labor. Like you have to go out and work and do these things to show who you are. And Christ's words are great, but his actions are better. So just remembering that and being like, man, like this is who this guy is. Like when I know Knox Earlewine, like, dude, that guy is a guy that is rock solid. Like that's a guy that he cares for the kid that no one else sees. He's friends with the kids that maybe have a harder time being social or don't know where they are or have a tough situation, but he's like, you're my friend. Like we're just gonna be friends. Like I had tons of school friends in high school that I was like, I would probably never hang out with, but it's like we were boys. Like if I saw him today, I'd still talk to him. So I think like that portion of it too, of just like who can you impact?
Yeah.
Because a lot of, you know what I'm saying, that's who people remember you by, not by anything else.
Yeah. I have one last question, unless Julie, if you have a follow-up one that you had.
I don't think so.
So you potentially, the end of college is at least on the horizon. As you start thinking about, maybe being halfway done, like what are you excited about as you look into what this next chapter would be like? Where does your brain, your dreams go as far as the next chapter?
Well, I'd like to find a girlfriend.
Please.
Sorry, I had to land that joke. Yeah.
If you're watching the podcast and you're single, I mean,
I just got deja.
His phone number is.
You can
I just
snap Cole at,
I just got deja vu. I think I've had a dream. I think I had a dream about this. I'm not even kidding.
This would be the moment. Do you want to put your snap?
Darren loves
No,
to give out his
podcast?
snap
Yeah.
at all of his public events.
Yeah, no. If you're a beautiful blonde-haired Christian woman, come holler at me. But ages 21 to 25.
Height
He's willing to date an
requirements or
older woman.
athletic? Do they need
I won't get
athletic?
in. Yeah, that'd help. But
Be it taller than 5'7".
yeah. Anyway,
kidding.
back to what
We're
I was
kidding.
saying. Things I'm most excited for moving forward. Honestly, like, this is gonna be. I usually have something to say for most things, but honestly, I don't really know. I think like so much of college is a lot of like just kind of getting dropped in places and seeing what happens.
It's wisdom.
And so I think I'm just decided to just keep getting dropped in random places and seeing what happens. But I think
It's cool.
another thing I'm really excited about is where our team can move spiritually these next couple of years. And I think once the Jacks that I was talking about earlier, once they graduate, the Bible study is going to me and my buddy Tristan. It's like, how can we grow that? How can we make that better? And then getting some of the guys in my small group to be leaders and like trying their own thing and doing that.
Yeah.
So I think those are things I'd be excited for. I think it will be exciting when I'm done to figure out what life looks like without football. Because when you always have a crutch to hold yourself up on, like, and it's now gone, it's like, all right, well, now I got to walk without any training wheels. Like, there's no one making my schedule. There's no one doing my stuff. Like, it's just me. So I think that part I'd be excited about a little bit of like, I'll be sad. Like, I'm going to miss it a ton. But it's also like, you know what? Like, now I'm just me. Now I'm just Cole. Like, I don't play football anymore. I'm not a part of anything. Like, I don't got stuff to, I got a job to go to probably, but like,
Let's hope.
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying in that sense of like, I have something to go to that way, but it's like, it's a job. Like, it's not like a commitment where it's consumes your whole life. I feel like it's just a different environment. So I'd say that. I don't know. I mean, if I had a girlfriend, I'd say like maybe having a family, but I'm not close to that, so I don't know. I don't know. Chilling, I guess. I'm excited to see where Ty and Knox go for sure. That'll be exciting for me. I probably will end up moving back around Indianapolis, is my guess right now. I don't have any other plans. So watching him do stuff will be fun and exciting. And then I think the thing I'm excited but also difficult is like, where will I go once football's over? Like, what does God have next for me? Is an exciting thing, scary thing. But yeah, I think it's just like real life's upon you. Like, I think college is kind of like the intro chapter to what real life looks like, living on your own, having a schedule, whatever. But now it's like, you know what, I'm here and I've arrived in this stage of my life. And I think, I guess my last piece is I'm also your good friend and my good friend Scott Wolfram talked a lot about the process of failing and taking risks. And I think for me, and if anyone knows me, I really like to take risks. Like, I just kind of jump off the diving board. Like, I just try random stuff. Like, I take random Zoom calls. I talk to random people. I just try stuff. It's just kind of how I've been. Like, I always tell Mom, she always asks me like, oh, what are you going to do? I always answer, I'll figure it out. Mom gets super pissed because she wants to know and I never actually know. But I think for me, it's like, you know what, like, where am I going to fail, but who's that going to make me? And then how can I make it better?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Awesome, man. We're really proud of you.
Thanks. Try my best.
It's been phenomenal watching you take these steps, and you've been a phenomenal leader for your brothers. And it's been awesome to watch you step into that, and can't wait to see what this year and the years ahead hold.
Yeah. It'll be a crazy one. Stay tuned.
Any closing words, Jules?
Well, I feel the same as Dad. Very proud of you.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing this for your dad today.
Well, I appreciate you guys. Love you both. Very lucky to have you guys. And everyone that watches that knows that if they know you guys. So
awesome. Hey, thanks for downloading this episode. And until the next episode, we'll be sitting down with our son Ty, talk about what it looks like to be a middle child, what it looks like to be taking the step from high school into college. And excited for you to join us for that one. Until then, remember these 3 things: God's for you, He's not against you, He's near you, He's not far away, and He's created you on purpose and for purpose. Thanks for downloading this episode of the Daron Earlewine Podcast.